I'm the faculty CS department. Okay. Uh, I'm going to take your C++ lecture, object-oriented programming using C++. Okay. So,
Sir, where is the
uh,
attendance? Hello.
okay, okay.
Sir.
Uh,
Sir, how to attendance mark where
what's your name?
Anirudh?
You don't worry about your attendance. You take this class first. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So attendance. Uh, this is because we shifted from uh, interactive mode to online mode. Okay. So you take this first class. Okay. From tomorrow onwards,
Okay.
everything is going to be recorded. You take the introduction class first. Okay. So what is
Okay,
this?
sir.
Attendance and all those
Sir,
things we will take care.
so only audio,
Recording.
no video.
What?
Only audio, sir. I
If
mean,
I'm taking this video, I think you are not finding any disturbance. It's no issue.
oh,
Let me
oh
let
yeah.
me start video also. Okay, right? You are not finding for this class. You are not finding any. Now it's video. Now it's visible.
No, sir, you are blur.
That's right. Okay. We are finding so many problems in this online mode. Okay.
Okay.
Whatever is feasible. Okay. Uh, that you have to take that. Okay, right. So within 2-3 days, everything is going to be done smoothly. Okay. You give some 2 to 3 days time. That should be okay. This is the first class for you, na student. You try to respond.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
This is the
Yes, sir.
first the first class for you now. You just take the class. What is C++? Just a little introduction to C++. What is C++ programming language and all those things. Okay. Even you require actually I have to teach using board also. Without board, only using PPTs also it is not possible. I think teaching C++. Okay. So, but to take this kind of infra, okay, to provide this kind of infrastructure, we need some 2-3 days time. That's it, okay. So after 2 to 3 sessions, you will get everything right, okay. So don't worry about this, okay. So you just listen to this class first, okay. What is C++ and how we are going to take C++ and all those things. So anybody's video is on, you please uh, please don't please switch off your audios and as well as video mode. Okay, begin to class, please. Okay, welcome to this session, C++ session. So I think you have taken C language in first year, or you studied C language in first year. Okay, right. So what is basically C++? C++ is also a high-level programming language, like C language only. There is no doubt at all. Okay, right. So here also we are finding syntactical scenarios, syntaxes. Generally, to write
There is,
programs, we have to take syntaxes. Hello.
hello. Sir, voice is not coming, sir. Breaking, sir.
Okay. So I have internet with me. Uh, actually, I'm
4G,
not
sir.
going. What was? Now it's fine, students. Now it's fine, students.
Fine, sir. Fine, fine.
Yes, fine, sir.
Absolutely.
Okay, for the first class, you please, even if you are finding some, okay, definitely in online mode, we are finding some interruptions, okay. So we are also, even I am also helpless for this situation because of internet and because of some issues here, because of some technical issues, okay. we are finding some problems. Okay, so coming in coming sessions, okay, I think all these problems are going to be rectified. Okay. So it's fine, students. Shall I
Yes,
continue?
sir.
Now audio is clear for you.
Yes, sir, continue.
Still you are finding some interruption.
Yes, we are finding, but it's manageable. You can continue the class.
Let me continue the class. Okay. If you're having any queries, I will take some 5 to 10 minutes time. Okay, it lasts. Okay. So there you can rectify your queries. Okay. So let me continue this session for at least 20 to 30 minutes. Okay, 30 minutes at least. Okay. Then I will take queries from your side. It's fine for you, I think. Okay. Right. So C++ is also a high-level programming language like C language. Here also we are finding all the syntactical scenarios. Syntax is basically to write program in any high-level language we require a syntax. Syntax is what? Syntax is going to be provided by that particular programming language. Okay. So using that syntax we write program in any language, in any high level language, then we compile the program, then we execute the program. So in C language also same, at first we write the program, then compilation will take place, then we execute the program. In compilation, what happens in compilation? So whatever code you are writing, whatever program you are writing in high level language, that is going to be translated as machine understandable language. Okay, so then you are going to execute once uh, the program is translated to machine understandable language. Now execution will take place. Okay, so now compilation and execution is fine. Already you did C programs, so many C programs in your lab. Okay, right. The same compilation scenario and execution scenario we are implementing with C++ also. But our focus will be on what is C++ and how C++ differs from what from C language. Actually, this class is going to focus on these two areas. What is C++ and how C++ differs from what from C language. So whether C and C++ are same or you are finding any difference. Basically, so when you are writing a program in any programming language, so programming language takes some properties, takes some fundamental properties. When you take C language is procedure oriented programming language. For any given task, suppose if I want to write a program in C language, we adopt which kind of approach? Procedure oriented approach. So I'll explain what is procedure oriented approach. Procedure oriented approach is very simple. So for any given task, what we will do, suppose if you are finding any possibility of decomposing that particular task into small tasks, we decompose that task into small tasks and we write functions. We design functions for all the tasks connected to what no that particular main task. So we define the functionalities. You know the concept of functions. Okay. Generally, function and procedure are the similar terms in programming languages, but technically you are finding a difference between procedure and what no function. Anybody knows what is the difference between procedure and function? So anybody knows? You please try to respond. What is the difference between procedure and function? Technically. So conceptually both are same. In procedure also we are finding, we are writing some steps sequentially. In function also same. To achieve one particular task, we are writing some steps in function, in C function. Okay, right. Now technically there is a small difference here. So function can return a value. Function can return a value, but procedure never returns any value. So that is the that is one small difference between procedure and function. So technically, that is a technical terms. So I think you are very clear. Function definitely can. Procedure also takes the parameter. Function also takes the parameter. But procedure never returns any value. Function can return a value. Okay, in C functions, you know. So we use return statement to return something to a function. So after completing the process, the entire process, or after writing a code to achieve any particular task in a function, at last return a value. I will give you one small example. So if I want to find a factorial for any given number, we pass n as a parameter to some factorial function. So we write a code to find the factorial inside the function. At last we write return fact. Fact is a variable, so which can return factorial of that particular n. So at last we return that n, we return the result which is stored in what, no, fact to a function. That function, okay, if I am calling that function, so if I am passing a parameter n at some 5, it returns what, no, 120 as a result. So this is what the function will do. Okay, right. So you okay, fine. So now when you take C language, basically C language can be taken as what, no, procedure oriented programming language. Any question from your side? Any question? Invited. Hello student. Hello. No, is it audible or
So
not now?
continue. It is audible, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, I think I'm finding some question from your side. Anirudh. Anirudh, you can ask question. Anirudh is present?
It might be by mistake, sir. You continue.
Oh, right. Let me continue now. But when you take now, I'm confirming at this point. C language is procedure-oriented programming language. For any given task, we are writing function. Always, we focus on functional scenarios. We focus on what? No, functional scenarios when you take C language in implementation. If I want to implement any task in C language, the focus is on what? Functions or procedures. Both are same. Okay, right. So that's why. So we are calling C language as what? Procedure oriented programming language. Procedure oriented is one approach in computation. Procedure orientation is one approach. Object orientation is one approach. Okay, these are all the approaches. So broadly we can segment these approaches. Okay, right. So if any programming language takes the properties, suppose you take C language justifies or satisfies all the properties of what, no, procedure oriented approach. That's why, so we are defining or we are calling C language as what, no, procedure oriented programming language. Now I am coming to C++ side now. What is C++ basically? What exactly it is? Okay, right. So now C++, can I call it as procedure oriented programming language? No. So C++,
Yes.
when you are coming to C++ side, C++ language is designed with reference to what, no, object oriented approach. Suppose you take C and C++, actually in syntactical terms C and C++ are same. Whatever syntax C takes, C++ also takes the same syntax, but approach is definitely different. Suppose if I want to construct a code in C language, it looks in one manner. So if I am constructing the same code in C++ language, it takes a different way. Okay. Suppose if both are taking the same way, what is the difference between C and C++? No. Okay. Right. So C is procedure oriented side and C++ is what? No, object oriented side. So what is object orientation? Now exactly I am taking an entry into your object oriented programming. Okay, right. So object oriented programming or object oriented approach is one familiar approach in computation. In computation, so I think you know C++ and then you are finding a language called Java, which is really a popular programming language. Okay, so in late after I think the 1990s. Okay, so now it is Java became a leading programming language. Okay, people in olden days people were writing code in C language or C++ language, but after even 1990, after 1990s, people were taking Java language, which is object-oriented programming language once again. Okay. Now you just leave Java, okay, because you are finding Java in next semester. Okay, right. Now you take C++. What is C++? Now let me confirm that it is object-oriented programming language. First point. Why it is object-oriented programming language? Simple. Okay. C++ satisfies the properties of object-oriented approach. Now you can ask this question now. C++ satisfies the properties of procedure-oriented approach or not? Procedure-oriented approach or not? Even C++ also we can design the functions. But when you are designing functions, again you are taking the reference of what now? Object orientation. Okay. So now broadly I want to define this C++ as what? Object oriented programming language. So when you compare C++ with what now? C language. Very simple. C is exclusively procedure oriented programming language. C++ is object oriented programming language. C++ justifies all the properties of object-oriented approach. So that's why simply we are calling this language as what? No? Object-oriented programming language. Now, it's a big question. So what is object-oriented approach? And how we are going to design programs, how we are going to write a code in C++ language? This is a big question now. Okay? But, so we are going to study the entire concept connected to object-oriented approach and as well as how to construct programs in C++ language using this object-oriented approach. That is your syllabus in your second year. That's it. I think very simple. So what we are doing here? So we are going to study what is object-orientation, object-oriented approach. So then, so we take all the implementations using what for C++ syntax. Don't worry, students. Okay. So syntactical scenarios, already you know C language. So most of the syntaxes of C language and C++, basic syntaxes, all the basic syntaxes, you take control structures, you take data types, you take structures, you take any other arrays, you take pointers. All these concepts are similar in C++. But writing a program differs. So writing a program there, procedure orientation. Writing a program in C++, object orientation. Means what? You must and should understand what is object orientation and how to construct programs in object orientation. That is our focus in your second year. So when you are learning, when you are going to take C++ language. Okay, right. So let me know what is object orientation. I will take 10 minutes to discuss this concept. Okay, right, briefly. Object orientation, when you are moving from procedure orientation to object orientation, you have to understand three things carefully here. Okay, right. Now generally, what is computation basically? Computation is simple. So if you are finding any real world functionality, we are writing a procedure or we are writing a code for that and we are executing that. That is called computation. We are writing a program, software developer. They construct a code for that and execution will take place and the task is going to be computerized. Very simple. Always you see only real world functionalities are going to be computerized. That is called computation. So to computerize the real world functionalities, we write a code in high level language. Okay, that is one more confirmation. To computerize the real world functionalities, we write a code in high level languages. High level languages are existed. C, C++, Java, Python. You are finding more and more many programming languages. Okay, right. Even nowadays you are finding so many programming languages which are known as which are they are segmenting. They are taking a classification. Most of the programming languages are object-oriented. Object-based programming languages are also you are finding. Object-oriented, object-based, procedure-oriented. So you take one programming language was only structured programming language, COBOL. In olden days, you are finding that particular language. Okay, right. Before taking object orientation, let me I think you got what is object orientation. Object orientation is simple. So we are writing a program using object-oriented approach. That is object-oriented programming. Okay, right. So what are the basic properties of object orientation or object-oriented approach? We are finding three fundamental properties in object-oriented approach. That is encapsulation, inheritance, and polymorphism. These are known as what now a fundamental properties of object-oriented approach. When you take procedure-oriented approach, you are not finding these kind of properties in procedure-oriented approach. You are writing your procedure, you are writing some functions, and you are executing your task. But when you are coming to object orientation, so we require an implementation scenario for encapsulation. That particular programming language must and should support. So if I want to consider or if I want to identify any programming language as an object-oriented programming language, it must and should satisfy all the implementation scenarios connected to encapsulation, connected to inheritance, connected to what now? Polymorphism. If any programming language supports these basic properties, now that programming language can be called as what now? Object-oriented programming language. I think you got this point very clearly. Even you can design a programming language if your programming language satisfies or if your programming language provides implementation scenario for encapsulation, implementation scenario for inheritance, implementation scenario for polymorphism. Even your programming language also can be called as what? Object-oriented programming language. So now you take C language. Now let me discuss this. C language supports the implementation scenario of encapsulation? No. C language supports the scenario of inheritance? No. C language supports the implementation scenario of polymorphism? No. That's why I'm not calling it as object-oriented programming language. You please come to this side, C++ side. So C++ supports encapsulation scenario? Yes. C++ supports inheritance? Yes. C++ supports polymorphism? Yes. Now you please confirm that C++ is what? An object-oriented programming language. I think you have a confusion here. So what is encapsulation, sir? So what is polymorphism? What is inheritance? We are going to learn those concepts only now in C++. So here you must and should understand what is the approach is always what this is one approaches in computation. We are finding so many approaches, even we don't know some approaches also how people are writing programs. Okay, right. So, but one at this point I want to confirm that object-oriented is one familiar and really a wonderful approach in computation. While constructing a code, so if you are adopting object-oriented approach, really, it is really wonderful. You are finding very excellent scenarios. You are finding excellent scenarios in object orientation. In Java language, you are finding one concept called interfaces. So using interfaces, Java created wonders, Java programming language. Okay, but when you are coming to C++, you are not finding interfaces concept. Fine, but still C++ is standing as what an object-oriented programming language. So because C++ satisfies these three properties: encapsulation, inheritance, and as well as what? No, polymorphism. So let me define. So what is encapsulation, what is inheritance, and what is polymorphism in coming classes? I am going to take a detailed explanation and as well as implementation scenarios, and C++ supports all the syntactical scenarios to implement all these three fundamental concepts. So, but when you are coming to C language, you are not finding that kind of implementation scenarios. Okay, this is only C language is focusing on only what? Only procedure-oriented phenomena. Okay, right. So now I think you got the point. Now at this point, I think you people are very clear with why C++ is an object-oriented programming language. Okay, students, you please try to respond. So now you got what is object-orientation. What is why C++ is object-oriented programming language from this 10 to 15 minutes lecture. You please try to respond to it. Yes or no? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Now you got the point. What is object orientation and why C++ is object oriented programming language? You're very clear with this, or you want one? You want once again? You want this explanation? You please try to respond.
No, sir. Clear, sir.
It's clear.
Yes, sir.
Clear, sir, clear.
It's very clear. Okay. Now, any questions from your side? Shall I continue now?
Continue, sir.
Okay, right,
Continue, sir.
right. Okay. Now, what your let me take a brief introduction of your syllabus. Okay. All you people are having syllabus copies with you, I think. You have syllabus copies with you? All you people?
No,
Yes,
sir.
sir. No, sir.
No, sir.
Please
Okay, sir.
please get your syllabus copies. I think you are finding on net. Okay. Somewhere you can find your syllabus copy very easily. Okay. Second year syllabus you please try to get syllabus copy. Okay. So then you refer your syllabus copy. Let me take first unit. What first unit is? First unit what? In first unit what exactly you are finding and how I am going to proceed with C++ lecture. So because this is online mode. If it is really interactive session, it is always fine for students and as well as faculty. But this is online. So now still okay. I'm going to, but I have to teach programs. That is what how this can be done. I think, and I'm going to take necessary arrangements to teach programs. Okay, right. So because C++ is a programming language, I have to teach programs only. Okay, it's not a theoretical. It's not a theory there where I can place my lecture as a theory. Okay, it's not possible. Okay, so I have to teach. Yes. Any question? Okay.
Are we going to do the practicals of that programs also over here only, no, sir?
So now see practical fine. You can if you have system you can execute your programs anywhere. So if you're having laptop or desktop, you can if you're having C++ software. So if I'm teaching programs, you take some lecture and you can execute. So execution only with system you can do, but only the thing is you have to understand, okay, how to write a how to construct a code in C++ language. Okay, so that can be done at your home also. So if you have a system, it's very simple. Mobile phone, I think, but if you have desktop or laptop, you can execute the program. Okay, right. Now, first unit, if you take first unit, you're finding some introduction part about procedure orientation and object orientation. Then you're finding all the syntax of your C++ language. So when you observe your first unit, so you just refer your syllabus, okay? Uh, all the syntaxes existed in your first unit. Already you did all the syntaxes in your first year itself. Okay. So why I am giving this? I'm giving a very clear picture at this point. Whatever syntax whatever syntax is applicable to C language, the same syntax is applicable to what now? C++ language. I will give you some 2-3 examples here. So if we want to write a for loop in C++ language, the same for loop which you did in C language is applicable here. So if you take while loop, the same you can implement here. You take data type, the same int you can take, the same float you can take. So you take operator, you are finding types of operators, relational operators, arithmetic operators, bitwise operators. So all those operators are applicable in what now? C++ language. You take functions concept. The same functions concept is applicable in C++ language, similar to C language. Okay. Pointers, the same pointers is applicable. Arrays, the same arrays is applicable. Still, so you can ask a question of, we already did all these things in first year. Okay, why JNTU Hyderabad, they kept all these syntactical scenarios in first year only to revise once again. Okay, so most of the syntaxes, most of the basic syntaxes which we use in C language are applicable in what no C++ language. But when you are coming to files concept, so files concept, implementation scenario in C language is different, implementation scenario in C++ is different. So files we are not using. Even you can use C kind of files, but there is no meaning at all. So if I am using C++ language, the framework of implementing files in C++ language is really different. We take streams there. So here you take file pointers. Okay. In C language, you take file pointers. In C++ language, you take file streams. You're not finding streams concept in C language. Okay, C++, you're finding what now? Streams concept. See, you just try to understand the term C, then you are finding plus plus. Plus plus is generally in C language, you are calling it as incrementation operator. Plus plus is incrementation operator. I think it's very clear. Okay. So C plus plus is what? C is there as it is, and this plus plus. So plus plus is known as what now? So we added object-oriented features to what now? C language. C is as it is. What we did? We added this plus plus. This plus plus stands for what now? Object-oriented features. Object-oriented features added to C language, that is becoming what now? That is becoming what now? C++ language. Means what? C++ takes all implementations of C language and additionally it implements what now? Object-oriented features. That's right. Syntactical scenarios, you don't worry, students. Syntactical scenarios, most of the syntaxes you know because you did C language. Okay, but implementation scenario is different. And as well as we are finding some additional syntaxes in C language. I've already given this example. Files concept, no. So you take dynamic memory allocation. Dynamic memory allocation in C language, you take malloc, cloc, and all those functions. But when you are coming to C++ language, you take new and delete operator here. So now some concepts we are finding differences in syntactical scenarios also. Okay, right. So all these things we learn in first unit. First unit is focusing on basic syntactical scenarios can be used in C++ language. So I've already given, I've already taken this. Okay, so this is fine for you. So first unit, you don't worry. All the concepts already you know, and some additional syntaxes are also we are going to learn in C++ language. Okay. Most of the 80% of syntax already you know from first unit, but 20% is definitely addition. So additionally added, so applicable to only C++, that is going to be done in your first unit. Okay, once again I will take the revision. Okay, so even you did in your C language in first year. So once again I take the concept, entire concept once again. So we write some programs. Okay, at first we take all the syntaxes, then we write some programs in C++ language. Okay, see, you take one. I will give you one small example. So output, input and output functions in C language, you take printf and scanf. Printf to extract something on monitor, to display something. Okay, printf. Okay, output device. So scanf, you are taking some input part, no? From standard input device, generally it's a keyboard. Okay, right. Now when you are coming to C++ language, you are finding C out in place of printf and C in place of what, no? Scan. Okay, right. So header file, the same concept. Header files, you know header file. What is header file? Anybody? This is one small question from my side. What is header file? It is the response. What is header file? We already header file means what? Is it audible, student?
Yes, sir.
What is header file?
The hash include stdi or not.
Header file is a file containing C declarations. Like this slide.
Okay, fine. Dot h. Then generally, header file takes an extension as dot h. But why we include header file? Very simple. Okay. If I want to make use of any library functions, basically every programming language, in most of the programming languages, uh, provide some library. Okay, right, inbuilt. So inbuilt functions they provide means what, already those functions are defined already in programming language itself. Okay, right. So if I want to make use of any inbuilt function, that concerned header file to be included in my program. Okay, suppose you take so if I want to make use of any mathematical function. Okay, so if I want to find the square root of any given number, so if I want to make use of sqrc function, predefined function in my C program, so what I have to do? I have to include math.header file. Math.header file I have to include. Okay. So if I want to make use of this printf and scanf functions, okay, I have to include stdio.h, standard input output library. Okay. So see, simple. Why we are including header files in C, in any C file or C++ file, the same. So if we want to make use of any inbuilt function or predefined function, so very commonly we include that concerned header file in our program. So if I'm taking any inbuilt function in my program, if concerned header file is not included, we are going to get a syntactical error. We get a syntactical error. So simple. So if you, that is very important. So before taking an entry into any programming language, before writing a code in any programming language, okay, so it is so essential that it is really essential. You must and should know, or you must and should identify all the resources provided by the programming language. It is very important actually. See, where you compare C, C to C plus. C is also having a very big domain. C provides so many resources to construct programs, to code programs in C language, to write a coding part in C language. Okay, even C plus plus provides so many resources. So even I think so understanding the resources provided by the programming language is really it's a challenging task for the programmer. Okay, but when you take practice of writing the programs in any programming language at one particular point, so automatically you learn all these things. Okay, right. So but that is one more essential part. So when you are when you are writing programs in any high level language, understanding the resources provided by the high level language. You must try to identify all the resources in the domain of the language. Okay, right. Fine. Now I think you are very clear with why we include header files and what is header file. So the same concept you are finding in Watson C++ language. But when you compare to C language, you are finding some additional header files in Watson C++ language. That we are going to see in, we are going to we take in C++ language those additional header files. Okay, so if you want to write programs in C++ language, you must and should download C++ software, not C. Okay, if you have C++ software, you can write programs either in C language or in C++ language. That's fine. So if you take .c, an extension while storing a file, so it takes that it is a C language. So if you take .cpp, it takes that as what now it is a C++ code. Are you very clear with this one? you must and should download. I will give you one demo on this. Okay. So C++ program takes an extension as what? No, .cpp, source file. You know source file? Source file is what? Where you are writing a code. You are writing a code. You are finding an editor for that. You are writing a code while saving your file. So if you save your file with a .c, so that becomes what now? C file. That becomes C file. So if you are storing with .cpp extension, that is what? C++ file. Now we are not taking .c now. We are going to, we take what now? .cpp, because we are writing programs in C++ language. So we have to take what now?
Hello, sir. We are not able to hear you, sir. Are you mute or something went wrong?
Hello, sir. Are we audible?
Hello,
Hello.
sir. Hello.
I guess sir is on mute.
No, sorry, sir, not mute.
Sir is not on mute. Hello, sir.
नहीं सर का इंटरनेट
Sir,
खराब
your
होगा.
mic has been
Hello,
spoiled.
sir.
Hello. Sir, your PC problem. Your PC gone.
Sir, your mic is not working, sir.
Hello, hello.
Oh, sir, चले गया. चलो, class over.
Over.
Class is over. चलो. Okay.
Hello, right.
चलो PUBG खेलो. जाओ.
Hello, sir.
Sir. Hello, sir.
Sir, exit end, huh?
అయిపోయిందంట క్లాస్. చలో.
11 కాలేదు కదరా. సార్
సార్ పోయిందా నాయనా?